but we have strange seasons in Holland because in high season in summer the first 3 weeks were really bad over here, and in May and June and the start of Corona was really good. So that was good for us because we have 4 kids, and they may not enter into school, so they can play in our garden, and it was really nice weather. In the first weeks of July it was really bad, and the last 3 weeks was good, and now it's really, really bad. Rain, hard wind. So perhaps I'm gonna move to Spain. It's better.
Well, I can't agree with you more. Take us with you, please.
Yeah.
Because well, when everyone complaining about the rain, so I'm thinking like, have you ever been in St. Petersburg? So I wonder. It's like 300 days of raining and the rest is snowing.
Oh well, that's why probably Peter the Great likes the Netherlands as well. So
yeah.
There is something in common.
Most of the people do not share the Peter the Great interest in weather. So like,
yeah.
Spain would be so much better, or any place in South. But yeah, but it's good to share lots of things with Netherlands in some of senses. So I really, well, I've been only to Amsterdam, but I really like the place. So that was really nice. By the way, Evert, Jan, what city are you in? Are you in Amsterdam? Are you in Amsterdam or?
No. We're living in the north of Holland, so it's about 140 kilometers above Amsterdam.
I see.
It's almost Scandinavia. That's what a lot of people. The last 20 years I worked in the area of Amsterdam and in whole Europe. And a lot of people from Amsterdam or Rotterdam, they said, "Do you live almost above there in the Netherlands?" I say yes. It's almost Scandinavia. It's in the same line of Denmark. So we have now Amsterdam is the really big city in Holland, but now it's 140 kilometers from us, I guess.
I see.
Yeah. Now 160. Yeah, that's not true. 180. Sorry.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that far.
No.
It's not that far.
It's a really small country.
Well, if compared to what, I actually would like to travel a little bit more like further from touristic places or in the Europe, like to see some other sides of the European countries. I think like the most people nowadays wanted to go. I have heard that many of my friends wanted to go by car, like traveling by car, whether across the Europe or across the Russia or across the United States. So they were planning those kind of trips, but now they have to spend more of time with their families in their hometowns. So I think we always have to look at the bright side of the situations.
Yes, absolutely. Next year, next chance. Yeah.
Yes,
perhaps it will be better. Let's
absolutely.
hope.
And welcome everybody who is joining us. I do understand that probably we need a little bit more time for everyone to catch up with us. Hello, Sami. Nice to see you. Hi. Yeah, let's maybe wait for a couple of more minutes and let's see how it goes. Hello, Pasi. How are you?
Hello.
Pasi also joining us from Finland. Sami, are you now in Russia or in Japan?
I'm in St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay, you're with us. So we are sharing the same interesting weather with us. Hello, Mirza. How are you?
Hello. Good morning to everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Igor. How are you?
I am fine. So easy to find a proper button. Hello, Walt.
I want to ask a quick question for jury of today. Do you all receive a link for the evaluation of startups? Do you have this kind of Google form? So those who don't have, just let us know. So we will send you. Okay, great.
Yes. Maxim, I have one question regarding the evaluation. Just in that Google form, there was nothing about the team itself. So should we only then evaluate the idea and kind of not to think about that if this team is really able to execute the plan or should we also take the kind of the team into account somehow?
That's actually a good question. Yeah, we should probably. I will explain about teams. Most of our jury is already here, so I will briefly explain why team hasn't been added. This is like some IT startup school. It's been for 2 weeks, and some projects came to the school with their startup idea on the idea stage, which most of them are. And some of them came without any business idea, just to join the school and just to practice their startup skills and the business skills. So what they did is they combined into the teams during the first day of the school. So some of the teams formed this way, and it's kind of for the partly for the educational purpose. So they would work on the actual projects, which will make much more value for their educational purpose. So in this kind of sense, it's really hard to estimate the teams on the same quite a bit of time. And there are some teams who are just been formed, and that would be, I think, very essential for startups to give this kind of feedback. Also to remember that because it will be like on the overall table, it will be shown to them, and they will see what they did great, what they could improve better. So yes, your feedback is highly welcome. That's why we're here today. And thanks for all for being with us. So let's, I think, get started. And as I mentioned a little bit, welcome to our final day of SumIT Startup School. It's SumIT is a startup IT school which is called 2 weeks in a row. And this is very intensive and tough job to do for the startup teams. Most of them in the idea stage. So like take it into consideration. Some of them already have MVP, but most of them will be here for the improving the idea and to understand where to go. That was the initial purpose of that school. And thank you all for being with us. I would like to give a word to our division manager of ITMA University, of Igor Kuprienko, and for welcoming words. Igor, thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Hello, everyone. So for me, it's a big pleasure to open and to close this intensive training. I'm so happy. I was also honored to deliver one most of important from my point of view lecture because I know where is the money. Yeah. And I believe that everyone who joined this lecture, they know where is the money and they will present it today that they found out the money. But as I told on my lecture, every activity is needed money, and even this startup school is also needed money. And I'm so happy to say big thanks to European Union, to Russian Federation, to government of Finland, who has financed the project called Startup Connect project. And this training is done in framework of Startup Connect project. And I would like to remind the founder of this project, first of all, it's a Cursor company, which is Kotka-Hamina Regional Development Agency from Finland. Kotka is one of the neighbor cities to St. Petersburg, and with new highway, it's really very close. Everybody can reach it like just take a car and you're already in Finland. So of course, when the border is open, not now. I would like to say thanks to Southeast University of Applied Science, SAMC, which is our very, very good partner. And with this partner, we have now 3 different projects, and hopefully we will get much more. And now bi-weekly, we have a joint meeting at Mo University and XAMK University, so which will, I hope, generate more possibilities for universities, for startups, which is founded, let's say not founded, but which is grew up by universities. And I hope that we will get a lot of good connection with all mentors. I would like to say big thanks to St. Petersburg Foundation for SME Development, which is also our strong partner in several projects and who is our big window to St. Petersburg-based SMEs and SME support infrastructure in St. Petersburg. And of course, big thanks to my own university, to Mo University, which is yesterday we had a very, very interesting scientific council. It was on Greenfield. Maxim mentioned it, weather in St. Petersburg. Yesterday we had a beautiful weather, 24 hours rain. And we really have to walk on Greenfield. It's about, I don't know, almost like 1 kilometer up and down on Greenfield. So you can imagine that what was, I think, about 300 people. So my jeans already in washing machine. But it was so beautiful to see the future of Mo University. And with one of our another project, Twin Campus project, also we want to see the future of XAMK University in Kotka. So, and congratulations to everyone who reached the end of this session. As far as I understand, that was not as easy, and not everyone has come to the final presentation. But I think those one who came with final presentation, there will be someone who will run a future business, who, at least with my silver age, I see in you my future. Yeah, the people who is presenting today, their projects is my future. Because when I will be old, very, very old dedushka, I would need you to pay taxes. And small business is someone who is really investing in the economy of your own country, cross-border countries, the whole economy of the world. So on behalf of Mo University, I wish you an excellent presentation. I hope that our jury will be strong but polite. don't, don't say immediately, go out. But I mean, in principle, even if somebody is saying you go out, you are out of mind, out of business, it doesn't mean that business cannot be run. There is so many examples around the whole world when people was getting funding after 100, 200 interviews, and the first 199 interview, everybody was saying, go out, you are not, we are not interested in your business. And in 200th interview, you get a final yes, and in a couple years time, you are an IPO or something like that. Yeah, so the world is full of these examples. Of course, we don't know who was other companies who has not reached this 200th yes. But we know many, many examples that you have to be strong. If you believe in your idea, and I believe that the word belief is most important one in the business. If you believe in your idea, you have to fight for this idea. If some jury is saying you know, it doesn't mean that your business is wrong. Just fight for that. Fight for your future, fight for your business, and I wish you all very good discussions today. Good luck, and seeing you next year.
Igor, thank you very much. I can't agree more. For startups, it's really important to understand what's staying behind this now, what kind of feedback. Try to learn how to work with the feedback and how to extract it properly from those who are giving it to you. Thank you very much, Igor. I also wanted to say a few words to our organizers team. Alexandra, Musa, Olga and Alina, thank you very much for helping a lot for this school. That was the school wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you very much for that. And I actually, this is for me. It's really important to see the progress of our participants, of our startup teams. Some of them came with only little thought of business idea. Some of them has changed the idea during the course uh, because of customer development and but this is so great to see your progress and I'm so happy for you and thank you a lot for your contribution and for the job you've done. No matter what kind of places and what kind of results you will have today, you already did great. You already won. So thank you very much for your hard job and thank you very much for coming to the end. I know that, and please notice that for the final jury, I will be saying that I think not all the I do see that not all the teams could participate today, so they will be not all the 9 teams, and I will be saying which team is not present. So for those teams, just not put any kind of assessment. All right. So how the school went. The school went every morning of those 2 weeks. We had an amazing lectures, an amazing masterclass from our international speakers. One of them was Igor Kupriyenko, who already gave you award. Others, and I would like to thank them a lot because they provided so interesting masterclasses. Sabine Marriage, Xenia, Thailand, Eric, Konstantin. Thank you very much for that. So let's go to the interesting part. Today we have some of the people in jury you already met. Some of them are our speakers, and some of them will be new for you. So I would like to introduce our jury, which is totally amazing today. Sabine Sorsa, she's a project manager at Samk University. She's working with entrepreneurs and startup community, and she had her own business, and well, that was a tremendous luck to have her as our masterclass lecturer. Also, her colleague Ksenia Sharapova, also a senior lecturer at Kazank University, working in the field of business and economics, and she has a Master of Science from and doctoral studies from Tampere University. Pasi Pohjola, it's great to have you here. Pasi is an angel investor, and when you have an image of angel investor, you always need to go up to the investors who will not only give you money, but also give you lots of value with their expertise and with their involvement. And Pasi, one of these A+ investors, and it's so great to have you with us. I'm Mirza Sagdati, a founder of a Tampere Red Big Startup Accelerator. Every time when I see what you guys doing in Tampere, this is just amazing. So like, I'm always amazed for what you do. Welcome, Mirza. Evert-Jan van der Sar. He joined us from Holland, and he's in the banking business. He's got more than 20 years of experience with startup companies. Welcome, Evert-Jan, and thank you very much for being with us today. Vladimir Chipurnoy, Helsinki Center's investment director in St. Petersburg. Vladimir, it's so great to have you here. Vladimir has worked with Helsinki Center for more than 6 years, and Helsinki Center helped him for the startups, connecting startups with Russia and Helsinki Business Hub. So they're doing lots and lots of help that they provided for so many startups already, including participating in this large effective participation in this great event. And Hiroshi Makina, welcome to our jury. Hiroshi is CEO and founder of the Sami consulting company. Sami is all about helping startups to go international, to go into the Japanese market, and this is a great market for everybody to enter. So welcome our great jury, and thank you for all of you for being with us. So okay, let's get started. What about our format? So it will be 4 minutes presentation. I will be monitoring the time. So every time the time is up, so I will have to stop. So startup teams, please be aware of the timing. So try to finish all under the 4 minutes. Then there will be 4 minutes question and answers. So our jury will be asking the questions. Audience also can ask questions about to startups. So just switch your mic on and ask questions. And then jury will have 2 minutes for evaluating of the Google form link you all have already. So do we have any questions so far? Because we're just about to start. All right, so we get started, and our first team. So is cultural navigation here with us? I haven't seen any of our team participants from cultural navigation, so I think we're going to the next one. My interest team, Mikhail, are you here with us? That was nice to put these two teams in the very beginning, so I think we are proceeding very fast with the first two. Unfortunately, those teams were not able to get to the end. We were hoping till the end of the school that they will be able to participate in demo day, but we will have to start with the Integrity Farm. Alexei, Alexei, I see you here.
Hi everyone. I'm lucky to go first.
Yes, it's always great, but it's also a great stress as well. So good luck for you.
Thank you. Give me a minute to start the presentation. Share screen. I also switch on my camera. Okay, let me make it small so it doesn't go into slides. So I'm ready to go. Hi everyone, my name is Alexei Gunashov. I'm co-founder of Integrity Farm. We are an agri-tech startup based in St. Petersburg. We produce over 40 types of leafy greens on our hydroponic racks. The world is becoming a very urbanized place. By 2007, we had half of the population living in cities. By 2030, we expect 5 billion people to live in cities. If we want to sustain the current lifestyle, we would need an equivalent of 3 planets by 2050. At the same time, we only have 3% water that is fresh and drinkable. 2.5% out of that is frozen in Antarctica and glaciers. So humankind must rely on 0.5% of water supplies that are left there. We have a solution to sustainably produce a range of vegetables, leafy greens, edible flowers, and berries in a fully controlled environment with using 90% less water while collecting 80% more crop per unit area. We came up with an idea that it would be very cool to grow basil in arugula in November 2018. In the next 6 months, we dived deep into controlled agriculture, quit our jobs, found a business angel, and started doing the reparation works of our future farm. By January 2020, we had our first commercial harvest. And the next month, we managed to sign over 12 restaurants for deliveries. When the COVID outbreak happened, we successfully started operating B2C model on a subscription base. By August, we produced over 6,000 boxes of microgreens. Later in autumn, we're planning to do crowdfunding campaign to extend our production to salads. And in Q1 2021, we are looking for seed round investment. The main customer problems that they are combined for both B2B and B2C. It's the quality. The majority of greens are sold cut. We sell greens on a substrate, so it's still living plants. They're still growing. Also, we produce them locally, so it guarantees the longer shelf life, better taste, and also if we do economy of scale, we would be able to provide a very competitive price. We sell microgreen box for around 170 euros to B2C. It's about a little bit higher for B2B. On average, restaurant makes 7 orders per month with an average bill of around 20 euros. We estimate that the current market size of restaurants using microgreens is around 1,500 restaurants, and we expect it to be around 4,000 restaurants in 3 years. If we successfully get 30% of the market share, we could get a revenue of over 3 million euros. The biggest competitor in St. Petersburg is a company called Greencorn. However, they produce in an old-fashioned way, growing on soil and cutting the greens. Also, they are located away from the city. Another company is called iFarm. They are finishing construction of the new farm in St. Petersburg with over 1,000 square meters of growing area. They also secured $4 million in investment deal last week. The global opportunities are even bigger. The market for vertical farming has grown to is expected to grow to 7.3 billion by 2025. And it's been growing annually by nearly 30% a year by year. Also, we have 2 examples of big companies, one in the US and one in Germany, raising over $100 million last year. We ask for 200,000 euros to develop a new vertical rack, to cover our operational costs and to do the construction works. Our team has 3 people. They have different range of skills to support this project. And I hope you liked my presentation and would be happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, Alexey. So, any questions to Alexey and his team?
Guys, I can start. Vladimir Chapernoy from Helsinki Center here.
Hi, Vladimir.
So yeah, thanks for the presentation, really good. So what's your competitive advantage over, for example, iFarm?
The thing is, those guys are doing a great job, and our competitive advantage at the moment that we are more local, we are a little bit smaller, and those guys, they started investing too heavily in, their plan is to sell a company to do IPO and sell out. They're investing heavily in things such as drones, flying over the plants, doing machine learning. For us, we want to develop technology that is cheaper and the technology that we could scale to as many cities as possible. We've been in close touch with iFarm, but their solution is very, very expensive. So our main competitive advantage would be that we would offer a lower price for pretty much the same equipment.
Okay, thanks. And the last question for me, so how are you going to do that?
we're gonna invest. We are going to use the technology, but we want to use the technology where it's necessary to use the technology. So we will have all the sensors. We will collect the big data. We will have the production maps for different type of cultures, but at the same time we will keep out the unnecessary costs.
All right. Thanks, Alexei. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, hello. Can you show me slide 3 again?
Sure. This one?
Oh, sorry, slide 4.
Oh, yeah.
So you write your milestones, and I think it's very interesting. But what will be your target and goal in 2030? Because it's a really short milestone what you describe and what your ambition is. But what's the size of your company in 2030?
In 2030, we have several farms operating within the EU because Russian market is very small. But at the same time, developing technologies in Russia at the moment is much cheaper than to develop technology in the EU. So our initial plan is to build the next farm as a research and development center. Once we have the technology, we would be ready to enter the European market. And we want to target the urban capitals within the EU, let's say Berlin, London, Prague, big capitals and urban cities. So by 2030, we want to be present in several European countries, in the major urban cities, with our production being available not just to restaurants, but also to more B2C people, perhaps throughout retail stores, or maybe through direct deliveries. We want to make it simple because at the moment it's still consuming microgreens. It's a bit expensive, so not a lot of people know about microgreens, and also they are expensive. We want to make them cheaper, and we want to make them more available. And we believe that microgreens should become new commodity and should be the same as eating lettuce or general salads. Because even like to have the nutrients from the cabbage, you would need to eat a few kilograms of it, or you could consume a box like that, and you would get all the minerals, all the vitamins, and it would be fresh and local. So we want, so it's a win-win situation for all the parties.
Thank you, Alexei.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your questions. And now I would like to ask a jury to make their evaluation. We have 2 minutes for that. And thank you very much, Alexei, and thank you very much for your comments.
Maxim, may I have a question, or it's finished?
It's about time. Maybe if it's really quick one. So yes.
Okay. So could you tell us why did you choose this theme? Why did you choose this product?
Well, I really like growing things, and it's something like creating. I am a creator myself, so I've been previously involved in startups, and I worked for last job. I worked for nearly 5 years. I worked from a company of 3 people to 150 people. So I really love to create things. Growing greens, when I found out that such thing exists, it blew my mind completely, because we can produce good produce locally. We can save the planet. We can give good produce to the people. And by doing so, I believe we can fight hunger, make our food chains more secure, and help people to have a better lifestyle. Also, another thing, my previous job was to do with cryptocurrencies. And when I got involved into vertical farming, it seems like Bitcoin industry back in 2010. So the industry is just being created. It's booming year after year. So I believe it's the best time to enter it right now.
Okay, thanks.
That was a good question.
And there's still time for one more. Or I was just too slow. Or this is a quick one.
Sure.
Okay. What's the logic behind the funding plan? I mean, that why do you plan to have 2 rounds? So first crowdfunding and then seed round, time-wise very close to each other. So kind of what's the idea there?
Idea is to get crowdfunding money to do the salads, because we want to grow very nice small lettuce salads, and that is the main audience is B2C, as we believe. So also we want to test and work more with B2C segment of the market. As we work on a subscription base, we usually deliver 4 boxes like that to families. And we believe we can extend this to, let's say, free salads as well. And crowdfunding is pretty much free money. So our idea is to offer people, so they pay subscription, like 3 months ahead, 6 months ahead, year ahead. We give them good price, and we have the money to we would have the money to test the technology. So far, we are very good at growing microgreens, but we still need to learn to grow salads. So also, when we talked to our advisor and partner, he said that finding investment in the next 3 months could be difficult, especially if your current segment is working with B2B, because no one knows what will happen with the second wave of COVID. So we came to a conclusion that it might be a good time to develop our technologies into the salad, make research and development what we would need for the bigger farm, and Q1, when we have the product maps for growing salad, when we have a better understanding of technologies that we will need, we would be able to find the seed round investment much better. And also by December, hopefully there will be vaccine or something will happen that to stop all the things going around in the world. And it would be better time to look for investments.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Very, very short one. I'm sorry. How seasonal is a business model? Like if I'm your user, can I grow your salads and greens like 12 months a year, or it's?
Of course, it's all year round. It's fully controlled environment. We have racks. We provide the lighting. We provide the right temperature. So the season doesn't affect us. And if we talk about client demand, in summer, generally, it's even higher, even though people can grow things outside because of the tourism. And during the winter months, in the run up to Christmas, the sales also boost really high. For example, a Friendly Farm, in the month of December, they did the same revenue as they did for 3 months of summer. So the season doesn't really affect us, even though in winter, people tend to eat more microgreens, because in Russia, if you go to a shop and you try to buy greens, tomatoes, cucumbers in winter, even in summer, they are terrible. But if you try it in winter, it's disgusting. It's like rock hard. It has no flavor. It has no taste. We have the same price all year round, so it's a good alternative. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Actually, one short question is possible?
Yeah,
Really
really short. Otherwise, we are getting. I do understand that the project is really interesting, but we are doing.
Hey, Alexei, your ambition is from B2B to B2C, but how are you going to reach the consumer? For example, in Holland or in Berlin or in Prague or.
The thing is, what we are doing apart from like selling microgreens, we are educating people that such product exists. And that's why we choose B2B first. Because when people when I give this box to a person, they say, what do I do with it? Do I put it on my lawn? Do I keep growing it? People don't know, a lot of people still don't know what to do with microgreens. But going through the restaurants, people see it on a plate. Some restaurants are already using microgreens as a filler in their salad. So they use, let's say, third of this box. Mm-hmm. So by going through restaurants and by at the same time educating people, for example, we are participating at a local food market called Slow Food, will be held on 6th of September, sustainable food, sustainable production. We will be educating people. Also at the same time, they will be seeing it in restaurants. I believe in a few years' time, more and more people will get to know the microgreens. That's why first we enter B2B, then we go to B2C. Because B2C market is massive, even in St. Petersburg, but it's hard to get through to people because still a lot of them don't have an idea of what to do with microgreens, why they're good, how to store them, is it even possible to eat it? By the time we enter the Holland market, I already believe that you have such produce in supermarkets. But one of the ways that we think it would be good is to do subscription-based model for all the greens. It wouldn't be just microgreens, it would be salads, it would be the things that people eat. If we also teach them how to use it, how to cook it, how they can make it part of their daily diet, we should have success.
Yeah, you say the word where I was searching for. So it was a long answer, but I was searching for one answer and you say it, so it's okay.
Sorry.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, but it's really
everyone.
okay. The subscription market, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, we have to move on, unfortunately. So our jury, please fill in your Google form for the Integrity Farm startup team and leave your comments if you have any. While you are doing that, the Healthcare for Diabetics team, please prepare for the presentation. Denise, Arina, and I have, while you're all doing that, please pay attention. I would like to ask jury and our organizers ask for you to stay a little bit longer after the presentations, after our event, because our journalists would like to ask you a little bit of interview of what you're thinking of the outcomes of what you're thinking of the school, especially for those who participated as a speakers, and for those who saw the results for the first time. What are your opinions in that in general? So please, if you have time, please stay a little longer. Thank you. So 1 more minute to fill in the form. That was a very interesting discussion and interesting questions. Alexey, thanks you once again for your presentation.
Well, thank you guys for your questions as well. It was interesting, nice questions.
Okay, our jury, are you about to finish with the Google form?
Almost 2 minutes.
Yes, while you are doing that, I probably need to mention about our prizes for the winning teams. That's probably something they were waiting for quite a while. So I will tell a few words. The first prize will be able to choose an online course from Aalto University, and they will also be able to choose what kind of country they would like to have consulting for market entry. It's Finland or Germany or Japan. So the first prize will have to can pick up one of them, the most suitable for them. And of course, you will have a place in our pre-accelerator of ITMO with their personal mentor for your team. With every week, you will have a personal meetings with your mentors, and you will have also the acceleration program. The second prize will have to pick up is amongst the other courses of Aalto University, and also can pick a second between the left countries after the first prize. He would like to get market entry in, and also will have a place in our ITMO acceleration program. And the third prize, of course, will be left with the options they have, but also will have the place in our acceleration program. So that's about the prices you're today fighting for. But actually, what you're fighting for is the actual winners will be those who will actually establish their businesses at the long term, and who will be able to do something what your customers really need, and something what they really want from you. So that's the actual price what you will receive on the long term. All right, we have to continue with that. So please, the healthcare for diabetics, please, the field is
Hello,
yours.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
We are here. Let me share my screen. Do you see it?
Yes, it's uploading. Yes, now we can see that.
Okay. So we can start.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. We present to your attention the project Dr. Glucky, Intelligent Glucose Control for Diabetics.
Currently, there are about 4 million people with diabetes in Russia. Moreover, an analysis of the past 20 years shows an exponential growth in the number. Globally, about 12% of the health budget is spent on the prevention and treatment of diabetes.
Patients with diabetes need to monitor their indicators, remember to take medications, control blood sugar, while their doctors need to be aware of the patient's condition, track the changes, adjust the treatment, and etc. The need for constant monitoring takes a lot of time and effort for diabetics, which greatly spoils their quality of life.
We offer a combined solution consisting of a mobile app and a blood glucose meter. Data transfer from the device occurs via Bluetooth connection, and the data is processed by artificial intelligent algorithms in order to build a predictive system and personalized recommendation for the user.
Our mobile application will significantly improve the quality of life of diabetics, saving them time and allowing them to be confident in their future.
We interviewed potential users and concluded that, first of all, it is worth focusing on type 1 diabetics, since they monitor the condition several times a day. And there are about 180,000 such patients in our country.
Diabetics also note that sometimes they experience exacerbations of the disease at the most unexpected moments. Some of these cases pose a real threat to life. The customers answered that they would like to be informed in advance about a possible worsening of their condition.
All the customers actively use various mobile applications, but they have to control the illness manually.
We analyzed our competitors in the Russian and international markets. The only existing mobile app with similar functionality works only with a glucometer that is not available in Russia. And in general, the use of this application is limited in our country. And among the Russian analogs, the most similar is One Conto Plus, which does not include intellectual control in its functionality and does not enter into partnership agreements with other companies that track the user's health.
We plan to ensure the recognition of our brands among users, first through social networks, directly contacting members of thematic groups, and in the future, build a distribution network.
We may have to recruit a team of developers and designers in order to get to the market as soon as possible while the niche is not occupied and the production of devices can be outsourced.
The profit will include purchase of blood glucose meters and a cash flow, which will be provided either by advertising collaborations with the ability to use the application for free, or by a paid subscription that allows you to disable ads. Also, an additional package of services will be available for a fee. Nowadays,
at the moment, our team is Arina Dorofeeva, a mobile application developer.
And Dennis Kotov, a machine learning engineer. We are currently looking for proceeding investments to create MVP and large first sales?
We will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Denise and Arina. Thank you for your presentation. And now it's time for questions.
I can go first. Thank you for presentation. Very interesting one indeed, especially diabetes runs in my dad's side of the family, so I was listening carefully. I was curious, how did you come up with the idea? Usually we talk about problem we are solving and the pain in real life. So what was the thought behind coming with the idea?
My answer. Our days, coronavirus forced us to restrict communications with each other, and for diabetics, it's even more valuable stuff, more valuable opportunity to be able to not communicate directly. So such kind of autonomous way to track the condition is very valuable for them, in my opinion. So even right now, such solution for them might be very demanded.
Let me add something. I heard about this idea from Denise the first day of our school and of these 10 days. I thought that I have a lot of friends with diabetes, and I know that they suffer from their inconvenient ways they live. They control their indicators, and I think I can help them because I can develop a mobile app, and there is a person who wants to help them too. He can make machine learning algorithms. We can make a team and do it together.
Yes, hello. I have 2 questions. Did you do some research to your competitors?
Yeah, we showed it in the presentation. I can do it again if you want.
Yeah, I have a specific question.
So, there are a lot of apps for diabetics in the market, but most of them are not available in Russia because they are integrated with glucometers that are not available in Russia, and people from Russia can't use their functionality. Other glucometers, other applications which can connect with glucometers in our country don't have intellectual systems of notifications, and they don't analyze any data. They only collect it, and that's all. And they are usually very expensive, and they don't their functionality don't worth diabetics money in Russia.
Okay, thank you. Well, the reason why I ask you, can you pitch in 10 words what are the benefits for the consumer? So marketing is storytelling, and why is Dr. Glucky on this world?
Dr. Glucky, Denise, you can say.
Yeah. First of all, the main point of our offer is a combined decision. It includes 2 device and app. Such a competitor on our market, on Russian market, exists only one competitor with the same offer. And this is the main point of our solution. What it gives to potential customer is ability not to do all the stuff manually with the track of the health condition. because such the way of Bluetooth connection between device and app allows them to do it automatically, and considering that they do it 3-4 times per day, it must be very demanded.
Yeah, I understand, but that's the question how, but why, Dr. Glucky, what gives it, but when I am a patient, what gives it to me? So it's a more healthy life, or do you know what I mean?
More convenient life, and more healthy actually, because the second part of our offer is artificial intelligent algorithms which help to analyze your previous data in order to make prediction of your health condition in future, which is also rarely can be found on the market.
Thank you. That was the answer we were looking for. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I would like to have a question.
Hello, Sabine. Yes,
Hello.
perhaps that will be the last question for that team.
Yes. So this application or this solution is only available in Russia, I guess.
Actually, yes, it's our target market. Yeah.
Okay. What is your kind of future ideas? I mean, when we know all the Russian market is big, but when it is saturated, did you also make the competitive analysis for the applications and those solutions in, for example, in the Nordic countries or inside the European Union? What is available there?
Maybe we can make another product for other countries with our brand, Dr. Glucky, but this glucometer system and the application will be available only in Russia because it is our main customers. Maybe we would make another product with intellectual system too.
Okay, so
I want to append the main problem to make the product scalable is necessity to produce devices on the territory, on the current territory. So in Russia, we can do it, we can arrange that, but in other countries, it's another deal, another law, and it's possible, but it implies some kind of effort in the future to do that.
Okay, thank you.
The last question. Can I have the last question?
Well, maybe a very last one, a very quick one.
So you said about the channels that you are going to target, like how to grow your market. Was it the social media? What is the basis behind it? Like, why do you think that this kind of product is suitable to be distributed or like to enter the market through the social media?
Okay, I think that from the start, being constrained with the budget which we have, it's possible to do it directly, finding thematic groups in they exist, and
as we did when we interviewed our customers.
Yeah, and to connect them directly, to offer such, to make this offer directly, that's the plan.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for your answers. I think like those were important questions for you to think of, also for your further. Of course, it's important to think for your further expansion, and it's great that you can also focus on right now on the niche market. So I ask our jury to fill in the Google form, and I've got a message that from our organizers team. They ask for you to be a little bit more careful and when you put the name of the team. So now they were the team healthcare for diabetics. So please, your assessments. And now our next team which will be doing next and can get prepared is a social network for neighbors, DOM. Konstantin, are you ready?
Yeah, hi Maxim, I'm ready.
Yeah, so we'll start maybe in 1 or 2 minutes, just to give our jury to fill in the form. Konstantin, what do you think so far about your classmate presentations?
Well, I think there were 2 strong presentations. I believe that both of these teams actually deserves rewards.
Thank you. I'm sure your team will deserve it just as much, and we will
I wish them
soon.
Best of luck, because actually I was inspired by their presentations and I like their products. It's good to be at one accelerator. By the way, Maxime, thanks a lot to Accelerator, first of all, because this 2 weeks journey was actually quite tough and we had to do a lot, but it was very productive, and thanks to all our tutors and to you, first of all, and to our assistants who write in our charts.
Thank you, Konstantin. Sabine, can you please? Thank you. Thank you, Konstantin. It was a tough 2 weeks, and that was. I do understand that many of you have a current jobs and have a current projects to work on, and you have to combine your working life and this kind of intensive course. But you did really great. So thank you for being that great students. That was. And another key thing about such kind of courses, even when they hold online, is a network. So you can, as Konstantin you said, you can get inspiration from other teams. You can see how they go on and how they progress with that, and you can communicate. This is one of the most the networking and the ability to witness others' progress is actually one of the key advantage of such schools. And the key advantage for us is to have great students, because that's how you all learn and get much more than in private session or like completely online courses. So thank you very much, and I think we can now start your presentation. I hope jury have filled in already the form for healthcare for diabetics. And now it's a project, a social network for neighbors. Dom, Konstantin, the field is yours.
Yeah, I'm sharing screen. Sharing. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. This is Social Network for Neighbors team, Konstantin Kolmogorov speaking. We would like to present you our service, a social network for neighbors called DOM. Here you can see our mission. We would like to be near, friendly, and safe. Our business idea is to create a network for communications between neighbors. It's very common nowadays that people living in big megapolises don't know who is living around, but actually they would like to communicate. We have depicted major problems our target audience have. Our service will provide solutions for all these customer needs. In a couple of sentences, our value proposition looks like this. DOMS help neighbors to communicate. It's near, friendly, and safe. We need an easy way to communicate, first of all. Then it will be easier to deal with other problems like social isolation, adoption, and others. Our technical solution will include website in the first term and mobile applications for all markets as the next term. Our target audience is quite wide as we are a social network, but in first terms, we would like to focus on neighbors and volunteers, while other types of customers we are planning to engage in the next terms. Here is a couple of our customer portraits. As you may see, they're quite different. Here is a part of our questionnaire that we used while making our customer development. Here is the main customer feedback we currently collected. It's interesting that the problem seems to be common to different cities and even countries. Here is some statistics from our customer development. We currently have 62 responses. We have about half men and half women. We are asking different age groups, and here are the main responses. As for competitor analysis, we have several direct competitors. All of them appeared not so long ago. And we consider this is also an indicator that the niche is very actual and should be acquired soon. Also, there is a great number of indirect competitors. We understand that will always be one of the services a customer can use to communicate with neighbors, though we are ready to compete because we believe we can find our own specific audience. Our market estimation is built on estimations over 3 major Russian cities. Our target capacity is about 50,000 people right now. As per revenue streams, in first term, we consider to receive customer donations, which is quite typical model, and advertising. In later terms, along with engagement of B2B audience, we consider to create services for additional monetization. Here are our major risks with their mitigation strategies. Our history is presented on slide. Currently, we are at MVP creation stage. And
sorry for interrupting, but can you give us 10 seconds for the slide before?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, this is our history of our project. Currently, we're at MVP stage and in deep customer development. The cost structure of our project will consist of 3 articles. We're going to be lean. Our team consists of 3 people, and it is a product team currently. And our proposition to investor is this. We ask for 2 million rubles with the objective to create an MVP and test product idea. And as a result, we would like to see 50,000 customers onboarded. Thank you for your attention. By the way, this picture was made by me. Thank you.
Thank you, Konstantin.
Can I have a question already?
Sure, please.
Unfortunately, the whole presentation was a little bit going a little bit too fast for me. I could not follow because the most of the time, here's the next slide, here's the next slide, here's the next slide. So that was for me not really kind of like inviting or joyful, to be very honest. I'm sorry. You want to go back to the investor slides. You want to have 2 million of rubles, but if I invest in you, can you explain me how do I get my money back, or what do I get actually?
Same question.
All right. Actually,
so I ask you if I'm giving you 2 million of rubles, what do I as an investor get, and how do I get my money back? Because I did not see any kind of like, how do you actually make the money? So if I'm giving you 2 million, how do I get my money back? I'm not actually like financing your lifestyle, that's for sure not. I want to have my money back for sure, with behind the 2 million rubles, a little bit extra. Thank you.
As you see, our service is not going to earn in the next term. We are going to be lean and live on customer donations. So we actually need this 2 million rubles to create our applications and our service. And actually, I think we will establish a company if the idea will be proven. Then you will have a share in.
Okay, but 2 million rubles is quite a lot of money. So still, I would like to know a little bit for what do you need the money? Only to create the MVP, but for what else?
This is for production, creation and maintaining and hosting, and also some consultant services.
What about marketing? You don't need that?
Yes, we will need that, but we are going to be lean, and actually, yeah, marketing should also be included here, I suppose.
Okay, but I think, do you have for this kind of like in the future maybe a subscription fee, or is this application web page or whatever it is it for free? Do I as a customer not pay anything? Customer donations, okay. So basically, as if I have a customer, I can give you money, or I don't give you money.
Yeah, you don't give us money for the service. You give it as on your own as a gratitude.
Okay, so it's more of a charity kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a network with social mission, you know. We're proposing to be to have social mission.
Okay, so you're going into the direction of social entrepreneurship.
Maybe.
Okay, thank you.
Konstantin, yes, I want to give you some advices, because the same like Sabine was really fast. The last 15 years I worked for international private equity companies, always in board member roles in position of CCO or CEO. And what's very important for private equity companies are the revenue streaming. So what are your EBIT results? You say we invest in 2 million rubles, but how many euro is that? Because I'm not Russian. So it's a lot of money, but your risk analysis is very important, because when I invest 2 million rubles, I want to know what's my return on investment, what kind of period can you answer that, and very important, what are the risk analysis. So that's also the reason why I asked you, can you show me your risk analysis, because when I invest money from people who are investing in our foundation or our company, I must tell to our customers and clients, so, okay, you invest 100,000 euro, for example, in what kind of term and conditions can you get your money back, and what are the results of that? And when you are asking for, because you are in your presentation, you asking for investment money, your 2 million rubles. So for the next time, remember risk and return on investment, always showing that, because that's very important for investors. And that's so. And the presentation was really fast, so I'm missing. Yeah, now I can see it. What's the same mention like Sabine? Yes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So it is 25,000 euros actually.
Okay, thank you.
Not quite much. So it's for the investments, it's rather a small amount of money.
With 25,000 euros, I'm doubting a little bit. I'm sorry to create a complete this. What you want to do, a web page or even an application. It might be a little bit less. I think so. So a mobile application, to create a mobile application for 25,000 euros, for example, and for iOS and Android and for all those, might be a little bit too less. So I don't want to be kind of emphasize you to say like, okay, I want to have more money because I'm sorry, I don't know the person who talked or asked before, but what he said, like with the advice what he gave you when it comes on investor, please take that very serious, because this is one thing what is important. Always, how do the return on investments is extremely important. So even if I give you 25,000 euros, I would like to know when and how and what you are doing that I get it back. Thank you.
And thanks a lot.
Just a quick comment. So what previous two people indicated, with pitching, sometimes less is more, and this one was rather challenging to follow with a lot of information that was just going away from us. So just the feedback from the next time. And you had customer segmentation in one of the slides. So in that sense, what's your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, the market strategy is to acquire B2C clients first, the average people, neighbors, and we're going to use target advertising for that, and also I think I depicted that. We'll do, first of all, deep customer development. And by the way, answering most of questions, why so small amount and what is the major idea in this? We are at the stage of customer development and we want to create an MVP. We're asking money for just an MVP, yeah, to test the idea and to continue. Our strategy will be target advertising and interviews and mass media, SMM, and partnerships and integrations maybe.
Actually, this kind of feedback is really important. It's really probably important for us as mentors and teachers as well, because like here we could see the traction of the team throughout the school. Like there are so many information and there are like all the blogs, but of course like this is obvious that it's really hard to put all this kind of information in one pitch session. So this is something to take into consideration. Also, like when pitching to the investors, like maybe to provide to have a clear vision of what kind of the share of the company is probably a good example. Could be a good example of Facebook success. Like I think Facebook and Google didn't have an advertisement or business model at the very beginning. So, but you have to be clear of your strategy and of your marketing for the very beginning. I do wish you luck and please continue with that and thank you very much. Thank you very much, Konstantin.
Can I also ask or comment also, Konstantin?
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe one last question because we really have to go on with the
about
schedule.
the problem. Actually, like for me, and like you had the results of the interviews that you talked to many people, etc. But still, for me, it looked more like you first decided to define the problem yourself, and then you go to people to prove this problem. And what I would be eager to see that you talk to people and you find the problem out of the answers that you get.
We basically did it.
This is kind of like, because like also you went so quickly through those slides, like what were the answers and like what was the key answer that you addressed, like what was the biggest problem that you wanted to solve with your application. That was like a little bit too chaotic for me.
Yes, Konstantin, so what is your main problem you're solving with your app?
Again, like you have those words near, friendly, safe, and like probably this is how you want to show your value proposition. But again, like what is behind the words? What do I get? Like what kind of value I have if I decide to download this application? Why again? Like I want to have this application and also to make the money there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for your comments and questions, because they're very, very needed for the for the teams, especially on this stage of development. So now I'm asking you to fill in your assessment forms, and please leave your comments as well. They can be very, very valuable. It's a social network for neighbors DOM team project. Thank you, Konstantin, very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
and
you. Okay.
The next one, while our jury is making an assessment, the next one will be Sidhant. Sidhant, please get prepared. This is a digital educational platform. Hi, Sidhant.
Hello, good morning, Max.
I just wait a couple of more minutes, and because we will have to, we need to give some time for our final jury to make an assessment for the social network for neighbors. So how
is
are
my
you?
screen visible to you?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay,
But tell us
thank
a little bit how it's in India right now. So how's it going? We just at the beginning we found out that the weather in Finland and St. Petersburg is not that nice. It's probably a little better in Netherlands, but how it is in India?
The weather?
Yes.
Currently, where I am located, it's again a rainy day today. So it's a little foggy outside.
Okay, so the raining is for everybody.
I guess so.
Yeah, well, it's the end of the summer, so the springtime already processing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the autumn.
Where I'm currently based, where I'm living currently, I think so. The winter would be approaching in coming 15 days. I like so. It's such a cold place.
See. I see. All right. So I think we should start, and I will have to be more strict with the timing because we may get out of the schedule. So 4 minutes for the presentation, 4 minutes for questions. Unfortunately, I will have to stop there. So Sidhant, please, the field is yours.
Okay. Hello and welcome all. I am the founder of a digital education platform which simplifies teaching online through an easy to use tool which makes teaching completely painless. Why would we need a tool where there are already a bunch of them already in the market? Because none of us have ever imagined that COVID outbreak will force schools and teachers to completely function remotely. And it's hard to believe that in this modern world where education and everything is a part of our life, still teachers were not so friendly with the tools. 80% of school teachers suffer technical or psychological issues during this. I live here in India, and before the pandemic started, I went to my aunt's home. She lives in this beautiful town called Manali, which is based in Himalayas. But my aunt is also a teacher by profession, And before the outbreak, everything was as usual for her. After on, the COVID outbreak, the country was forced into a complete lockdown for a while, and after a month, everything everyone was trying to adapt to the new things, the new way to live the life. So she also had to. She was a bit unfamiliar with the types of tools used in the education. Schools resumed their online education, and teachers were forced to adapt to it. While doing so, I also saw that she was going through a lot of pain. That was a complete nightmare, because tools were such complicated to use, and the poor internet connection in small towns also led to such problems. See, I remember her saying that she was lucky enough to have me there to help her out through this. In fact, I was lucky enough there to have the opportunity to use those platforms and realize the complication it puts in front of someone to go through while creating or delivering course or content. So I had the idea and I needed more validation to my thoughts. So I went on to some of my aunt's colleagues and other teachers around to know what the problem is like. After a long discussion, I ended with some of the information. Majority of the majority of the teachers who faced similar problems were based in a small town and had poor internet connection, as well as they had a very little experience and knowledge to use these tools. So how could we solve this? The easiest way to do this is to build a tool that is so simple to use. And to make it happen, we need a drag and drop interference, which allows to build the course in the fraction of steps that it takes now. And also it gives freedom to develop and design course while offline and make it and upload it to the online platform with which reduce the internet requirement. So we understood our market lies in the between of two of the factors. One is that it has to be geographically located in suburbs, and other that it has to be with teachers with very little knowledge of IT tools. We also
I'm
assume.
sorry, but your time is up. Please, please finish the line, and we will continue with questions.
Okay. We also assume that the schools will partially or fully go remote in the near future. If you like to have a look, I can provide with this. This is our team, and we ask you to support us for the development and distribution of our product. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Siddhant. And please, our jury, your questions.
Thank you for your presentation. It's really quite interesting because you told us your story. So this is a real problem, I guess. It's completely different from other presentations, actually. I think so. Do you have any demonstration or interface which you plan to make currently?
Yes, we are still working on it to develop interface that takes out the pain of the teachers, and we are on the way to develop it. So that is the reason why we need your support to continue with it, to deliver it in the near future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe this is like advice. I would say some kind of demonstration or video or like some framework. I mean, some mock-ups. So it will be great because we can imagine how does it work. This is my advice. And the other question is why 50% of teachers didn't use e-education tool. This is because of they didn't know, or what kind of problems they have?
In India, teachers were not familiar with the tools because they never really tried it out in their schools, in public schools, and as well as the private school, which are based in small towns. So they never had an opportunity to experience the tool in a way that led to the problem for them when the COVID outbreak happened. They were forced to do so, to adapt the tools like Schoology, Google Classroom, or any one of these.
Hey, student, can you show me slide 2 or 3 again, please?
Oh, 1 second. This is the slide.
Next. Yes, this one. In Holland, we have a lot of initiatives about online education. A lot of startups, scale-ups will create a new platform for, they have many nice, beautiful stories, and they have a really great ambition. But in Holland, we have a big problem. They did some research for the teachers. For example, what are the effects from the COVID issues? And the 80% in Holland, they say, face tactical or practical issues with teaching online. The big problem is when you have in Holland, but that's for Holland, so it should be different in India, perhaps. But did some research? What are the effects from online teaching, except for face-to-face education?
Facts in regard to the adapting to the tools, IT tools in education, in regard to the means in classroom teaching.
Yeah, so face-to-face, physically education or online education. They did some research here in Holland, and about 80% of the teachers, they say online education is killing for the kids from young till old. So there are here a lot of online education platforms, but also the teachers say the online teaching what was necessary because we have the COVID problems over here. But when you ask me, like a teacher, I want to give face-to-face education because we see that the development of the kids the last months are minimalizing. That's not the correct word, but the effects are not that what we not need and what we're searching for. So they don't prefer online education. Absolutely not. But that's in Holland, huh?
Okay, sure. That makes a great point. Actually, there are instances where teachers do not prefer to deliver their education online, but in regard to my knowledge and my research, I came to know because to do this, teachers face such kind of development issues in kids which are in primary grade, because at that point of age, kids used to learn from others behaviors. They used to catch up skills from others. So moreover in the secondary type of education where the kids are a little bit grown up, online education provides an good opportunity to work upon it also provides the flexibility for the students as well as the teachers, and the opportunity to deliver it anywhere at any time.
Siddhant, I think the point was, and I think that was a essential point, and I want to highlight that because you need to, first of all, you need to keep going with your customer interviews, and you have to interview the teachers and the students, but you also need to go and read those kind of research, because I do agree with there have been lots of researches on the education so far recently, and lots of them were also on the online. So teaching methods and consequences. Please make sure you do this kind of scientific approach to identify your problem solution fit as well. So make sure you do that as well. And thank you very much for the comments. Now we have to stop here, and I'm sorry, please, we have to be strict with time now, and please add your comments into the evaluation session. There are lots of space for the comments. Please make sure you write them. And if you will have any further questions to the team members, please let us know. We will contact you with them, and that would be highly, highly appreciated if you could do that. You have no idea what it means to students and to the startups to actually receive support from such professionals as you all are. Now, Siddhant, thank you very much, and this is digital educational platform, and please, we are looking at our jury assessments. Thank you for the presentation. Okay, and our next team is preparing BK. Daniil, please get ready, and in a couple of minutes we will get started with you. Again, 4 minutes and for the presentation, and 4 minutes for the questions.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. How do you feel?
A bit worried about today's presentation.
Don't be. You see, like, everyone presenting, and jury is nice, and they're giving their best knowledge to support you. Like, any kind of feedback is not is a feedback. It's to make your project better.
Yes, thank you.
So don't be worried. You can start sharing your screen, so we just don't waste time on that as well. And we will leave 1 more minute for jury to evaluate digital educational platform. So, Daniil, how was your experience during the summer IT school?
It was very full of different information, and I get a lot of inspiration during this time, and but kind of hard to be participation of this program.
Yeah, well, I do understand that, but you've put a lot of effort, and compared to where your project idea was in the beginning, so you've done so much progress. And let's see how it's go, and let's get started with your presentation. So please, the field is yours.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everyone again. My name is Daniil Shilov, and I'm glad to introduce to you my startup Biki. Biki is about provide trustable and transparent financial motivation for employees and their managers. Biki based on sharing approach, but use several new methods which make it more modern, usable, and smart. So, for example, have you ever think if a company where you work or your partners maybe something ask you which is possible, so that every coin influencing in company gains could be influencing in employees' motivation? Yes, it is possible these days. Let's see how did I do it. For other motivation programs, for example, KPI, personal indicators methods, or something or something method which based also in sharing methods, ESOP, employee stock ownership programs. It is a kind of they have a kind of difficult part. It's for instance, they need to be created as unique for each particular company, or they could be a very expensive part with developing, consulting, etc. And today's COVID-19 also bring more problems into motivation schemes, and new generations also need to be motivation more efficiently. They more trust a digital motivation scheme. So Biki prepared. Biki worked on a platform on an hourly basis. Take all information about incomes and outcomes and divide it in a very in a small pieces, and then use a special transposing method, and then collected part of these pieces again and divided it into employees, so employees see all situation what happened around companies. I look at how many companies are involved in sharing scheme. For instance, in the UK area. So in the UK, it is about 19,000 companies which have used these programs, and about 40 and about 4 million companies over the country. So it's about 0.3%. And if estimated in the Russian market, where is 3.5 million companies, it's will. And one piece of a Biki program will cost 500 euros per year. It will bring about 5 million euros per year to the producers, to the developers, and Biki company. And around the globe, it's also much more companies. So the team consists of me, Daniil Shilov, idea creator, and I have friends who give me emotional help. But also I looking for a team who can who has IT experience, IT background, and your expertise and reviews. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation. And now welcoming all the questions and feedback to Daniil.
Daniil, thank you for your presentation. Why did you choose this program? So why do you have to work on this program? Could you tell us your story about it?
Yes, it is connected with me very close. Every time when I work in a different companies in a different position, I every time was dreamed and thinking how it would be a great thing if organization structure will conversion closest to the structure like a life organisms. And I dreamed about it often, very much more time, and I started thinking about big idea since 2012. It was just like dreams, and I think this day I prepared MVP based on Excel form, and I ready to use it MVP for instance, for myself, for my future. Maybe I will, if I will not find a team for building greatest programs, I will build, for instance, company which will work for simple market, but will use this program, because I consider this method for motivating people. This method is very suitable, very impossible for each company. It gives strongest and it give a company a very strong way to proliferate and to being alive in these difficult difficult markets. Different markets, they have different anyway. I really love my idea.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions to Daniil?
Yes, it's great that you love your idea. That's really important when you start a new business. But you write some about the problems we are now handling in the world. You say about the new generation and about COVID. But there is a really, I miss one main reason why this problem should be sustainable. And it's not only COVID or the new generation, because we have a problem in Europe, and the households are shrinking. In 1975, average household in Holland was 3.6 kids, and now 2017 1.6. So we have the next generation, the Sergeants, they doesn't want to work for 40 hours anymore. They don't believe in material, but they want to have fun. They want to have holidays, and they're missing a lot of leadership in this generation here in Holland. So it's not only Holland, but it's whole Europe. So I want to give you one suggestion for develop your idea, and also for your pitch. Not only the COVID reason or the new generation, but in the on the level of the market, we're shrinking, and that's very important for companies to create constantly and perspective for the future. And that's what that in my opinion is that one of the main reasons and important for your pitch, for your lovely idea.
Yes, Daniil, you should actually think of from this angle and from that point of view as well. I think this idea is really worthwhile going on with. So I highly encourage you, and I totally on with these ideas. And so please go on with that. And thank you very much, and thank you very much for your comments. And now it's time for our jury to evaluate the idea of Biki.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have a couple of more minutes, and I think we have left with the last team, the team efficiency with healthcare. So Stepan, please get ready, and in a couple of minutes we will start with you.
Yes, hello, Maximo.
Hello, Stepan. How are you?
I'm fine, full of energy and enthusiasm.
That's great. That's great. That's the spirit. That's the spirit we need. Especially when everyone, I do understand that everyone, especially jury, they're like after 2 hours, it's of tough session. It's always, it's not that easy. Like it's every time it's not that easy to keep on track and keep very, very attentive and focused on each project, especially during the startup schools, because they're also waiting for you to help and to give you some insights with which you can create the innovation. And actually, we all here in sharing the same goal of creating innovation and creating a true innovation for the solutions, both by providing feedback and both by doing the projects. So this kind of a common idea of all of us here today, and thank you very much for that, because innovation is not doing and is not progressing by itself. It's only with the actual hard work of lots of people working on that. So thanks once again for the project, and thanks once again for our speakers and for our jury, because what you do today is actually building our future, as Igor Priyanka just mentioned in his welcoming speech. Okay, Stepan, I think you can share your screen and start your presentation.
Just a second. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
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 So, hello, respected jurists and participants. My name is Stepan Prakudin, and at the beginning of SumIT, I had another project, but after processing customer development results, the team decided to finish this project. And 3 days ago, I started working on a new idea, and let's see it. It's an app that allows you to perform your task with a great productivity and take care about your health. Currently, people are still faced with problem of lack of skills to effectively manage their time. To solve this situation, extensive methods are almost always used instead of intensive ones. In other words, people spend their free time with walking. The results are awful. It's deterioration of relationships with loved ones and poor health. For example, just image dad would come home and baby say, "Oh, daddy, play with me." Daddy reply, "Sorry, baby, I'm so tired." Daddy upset, children upset, all upset. But our app will fix it. Our app is your tool to proper planning. What we suggest: predictions. The user receives information about the level of brain and physical activity for a day ahead and can correctly assess their strengths to solve the problem. Hints. The user receives hints based on the most advanced research about the human organism to improve the productivity during the day. Reordering tasks. The user gets help with creating a schedule in order to complete tasks as quickly as possible. Healthcare. The application allows the user to study the features of work with his organism so as not to work over the limit and do not harm his health. How are time planning issues currently solving? There are some expensive trainings and coaching for companies pay for their employees. In addition, there are some literature on these topics, but as customers tell us, it's rarely useful for them. Most often people plan tasks based on their own life experience, but this is the longest and the most expensive way to learn something. So what of our target audience? We have two directions, B2C, where we think our application can be important for people whose careers and jobs depend on the productivity of their thinking, for example, entrepreneurs, research developers, and etc. In addition, an important direction of our work is the B2B2C direction. There we will focus on the high-tech companies that support the idea of wellness program. Why might our app be relevant and nowadays? Firstly, in the last 3 years, the electronic fitness market has been growing by about 30% annually, which means that people are becoming more conscious and interested in maintaining their own health. Secondly, as a result of the pandemic, a lot of high-tech companies, IT companies switch work to remotely. And after the end of self-isolation regime, they do not request to workers return to offices because they understand it's profitable for companies. But working remotely, people face the problem to manage the time, the activity of their life. Third, there are a growing number of companies adopt this wellness program, for example, IT and high-tech companies such as Brains, Yandex, Google, and etc. Thank you for your attention, and I will be grateful for your feedback and your opinion about the project.
Thank you very much, Stepan. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, I'm Dutch, and Dutch people want to always say something, so including these ones. So what's your name? It's in Russian, Stepan. Stepan, okay. Hey, Stepan. It's the first step to transformation. It's the biggest innovation, I guess, because we are human being, and with this app, we are transforming to a robot, I guess.
Which features?
No, I ask you this because what you telling me? What your perception with your app is a clear health situation, so more in balance, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Why don't you tell us that in the first slide? Because you have a good story. But when you tell in the first slide healthy, more balanced, healthy, and in your presentation you for me you bring me to another world, from human being to robot. And when I use the app for my company or something like that, my people they are live by the app. And what your main what's the main important thing for me is, what is your main reason why do you want to exist on this world with your concept? Is that a more healthy and balanced world, or is that more equalizing for the companies? What is now your biggest target for your app and your development?
Help people to understand how they can do not lose those opportunities, but do not come to health.
Yeah, but do you want to help the human factor, or do you want to help the company?
I think we will help each employees and company we will see as maybe a distributor, but we interested in more productive employees and more helpful employees, which will be working longer and love this company, do not go to other company.
Yeah, I understand. The reason why I asked you, I did some research and I published my reports, and I did some research to entrepreneurial behavior between productivity and turnover for the lower educated target group. But what's for the group is very important. They give them compliments, they give them self-assessment, and is that the main influencer for high productivity, and that's very important to know. And would you say we want to create more productivity for the company? What you always need, the human factor, and very important. But that's my comment. For me, very important that don't forget the human factor in your ID. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe people do not always do that help for him just because they do not want it. No?
No, I gave you the answer. It's really clear. The human factor is very important to create productivity for companies. So when you pitch your system and you say to your companies, and you say, yeah, my system create more productivity, but never forget the human factor in your system is the main and most important thing in your pitch. And that's an advice to you, because I believe in your system. But don't forget the human factor is the most important, always.
Yes, I would also add that you should make it more clear during the presentation. But first of all, for your project, that you're working with humans. No, you're not making them robots, as Adam said. So please make sure you do that. And now I ask, thank you, Stepan, very much. Thank you for your comments, and please fill in your assessment form for the Stepan's project. Efficiency with healthcare project. Please choose this one. And I think that will be it. After you filling in the form, I once again wants to remind our jury, those who can stay a little longer, for the journalists to ask you some questions about the event and about the participants. So that would be extremely great to have you. And I once again want to thank everyone who participated today and everyone who helped this school to be established, because that's where the innovation begins, and that's who helps and you helped this innovation to lift off. So thank you very much, and looking forward to those ideas and those projects to become alive. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Maxim. You really worked very, very hard every single day, almost day and night, I guess, so that this is an access, or this is a success. So thank you. And also like Alexandra, and I don't know who else was behind there. So please, from our side, from XAMK side, that we have been a partner with you guys. We really appreciate your effort, and we are really grateful for all your engagement and all these kind of things. It was really a pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sabine.
Of course, sometimes we hope we can see each other and not doing those things anymore online, because face-to-face would be still one nice issue. But hey, thank you guys.
Absolutely, and likewise, thank you for our partners from XAMK University, and thank you, Sabine.
Sorry for disrupting with him.
Yes, please.
Just quite remind, I want to ask the judgment do not leave, because I want to put our judgment team on the breakout room so we can discuss over there without participants.
Yes, certainly. Please, I think you can already start with that.
Yeah, now I'm going to send the invitation one by one, and yes.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Musa. And Musa, the invitation appearing in Zoom, right?
Yes. I just have to separate the speakers and participants. Sorry, that not all of us put the real names, so it takes a bit time.
If you need any assistance, please let us know.
Hey, Maxim, unfortunately, I need to leave. Like I wrote to you then, Walter, after that. Actually, my next meeting started 2 minutes ago, so that I probably should switch the Google Meet now, but so unfortunately can't join. But basically, all the feedback and comments are in the Google form, so that you can find those from there.
Thank you. Thank you, Pasi. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye-bye.
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 I just sent the invitation to some of the...
Okay, you can also send, like to everyone. You can join.
Maxim,
yes.
Can you help me with the list? Can you open the list of the participants right now?
Yes, it is open.
I forgot to send somebody else.
Yes, you see E.G.Vander-S.
Yeah, I sent the invitation.
Okay, so but he's he's coming back and he will accept the invitation. One, yes, please accept. Yes. You can also send Alessia Baranyuk. You see Alessia?
I see.
Yeah, please send her invitation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mirza Sardati, please also send him an invitation.
Okay.
You see Mirza, right?
Yes, send it.
Okay. You can also send the invitation to Irina Lvova.
Done.
And I think that is it.
Yeah, then I'm sending you.
Yeah, and you can send me an invitation, yes.
Other guys, please wait in this session room before the judgment team will make a decision. If you need help, I am always here. Thank you.
Alexei, I didn't hear your question. I watch our live on YouTube. Would you repeat?
Okay, I was asking how did you like the last 2 weeks, and if you're planning to enter any other accelerators in the coming months, or maybe you have any accelerators on your mind that you would like to enter?
In my opinion, it is maybe not a good idea to walking around every accelerator which have established. But I actually during these 2 weeks we had a presentation from I forgot his. About how to raise money for startup, and I fulfill one form for one startup program. I don't sure it will be considered anytime, but if they will, I will take off a part of this program. You know, I sent this form on Telegram chat.
Sorry, is it like another accelerator, or what is it exactly?
It's about if you remember, we get presentation about just 1 second.
Yeah, I remember Igor was talking about that. I watched that presentation. Yeah.
Yes, and there was a link for any, you know, free, etc. Different part of different startups, and I fulfill an application for once. There was a last. It was very interesting. This was a last time for send this application, and I take a chance. I think it's from Фонд содействия инновациям.
Oh, FASI, I know that one.
Yes, FASI, yes.
Well, for myself, working with government money in Russia is a bit risky. So I'm not sure. Like, personally, I would not want to touch government money in Russia.
Okay. So, Alexei, your startup and your example was interesting because when I started to this, actually with this program, I thought it is only for IT programs. For I thought a startup it's only about IT sphere, but your example is revealed that it's not only for this. Startup is all about fast-growing market, all about fast-growing companies. I hope you are.
Well, at the moment, we are not exactly an IT company, but that's the plan for the future, because we would need to have a lot of sensors. We want to collect a lot of data. We want to process a lot of parameters. We want to create growing maps. So essentially, the farm that we have is an MVP. So there isn't a lot of automatization. There are not a lot of sensors. It's more like analog farm. So when I applied to this program. I met with Maxim at Ship Festival. It was startup acceleration in Finland. And I talked to him about it and he said, why not? You could give a go and participate in that one too. And yeah, I joined.
So you will participate in other startup program in Finland?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what will be the next acceleration program, but for sure, I love acceleration programs. Like my first accelerator was back in 2016. I went to Lisbon for 3 months. The program was called Lisbon Challenge. And since that time, I really liked the whole idea of acceleration, of talking to mentors, working with people with experience. So I wanted to try like different accelerators. So recently I applied to like the Finnish one, Ship Festival. It was around 3 weeks ago. And then I met Maxim. I realized that there is another acceleration right in St. Petersburg. So I applied not even last minute. It was past the deadline, but still they let us in. Ideally, the next acceleration program should be somewhere in the EU, because I believe that will help us to get better access to even more investors, more mentors, and our target market for the future is European Union either way. And well, hopefully there will be one or another acceleration program sooner, probably before the New Year's. And since we are looking for a seed round around New Year's time, that should be perfect.
Okay. I just say it about your examples because, as I told, I find out that startup it's not only about IT sphere, but every sphere which have a fast-growing potential. For instance, you have a new product, and your product will growing fast in the market. Probably will growing fast at the market, and you may to consider your farm as a startup. So I just why I think in that way, because as I told previously, I consider my ideas not much suited to make walking around and suggest, like you know, advertise this idea for anybody, because it's kind of with it is this idea linked with very formal, very uncomfortable maybe area in the companies, because every time when we talk about incentive, about how to make employees more reliable, more interest, give them more interesting in our field, in our works. It is often about, you know, whispers and tremendous voices. It's not fair, it's not transparent, etc. And I think my other idea, it's about building a bakery, new bakery with a perfect you know, on the Europe, on the United States, it's very popular sourdough bread, real sourdough with white ну, в общем, с белой мукой, white flavor. And I think I researched it in St. Petersburg. It's not there is not this product presented. I would be present new product, and it could be my other better startup. And maybe with this idea of bakery, with sourdough bread, with which have potential growing market, that could be my next startup. And with motivation idea be key, of course.
What are you currently doing? So what's your current business?
I'm currently unemployed. My last job was about customs, you know, import, export, provide documents for customs authorities.
Oh, I see. It must be fun working with Russian customs.
It's not fun. It's not fun job every worldwide, but in Russia it's also a bit of dangers, a bit of worried, and a bit of.
Well, I had experience with Russian customs previously. I had a lot of stuff being put on SVH, and I've been importing a few things. So I can feel your pain. But lucky enough, you stopped working with them. You should have a more peaceful life by now.
Yes, yes. I think about what is something more interesting at first. Customs. If I will not have success with my startup ideas, I will, of course, come back and will work for some companies and make customs clearance for fish or something, equipments or something else. But it is not really interesting. I saw how much companies make new not startups, make new productions, make new lines for produce any new thing. Even in Russia, all of us think it's in many of people in Russia think that in Russia nothing never produce something new, something else, and something. But it is not true. I saw how it happened. So may I continue, or we wait something else?
I see. Well, good luck with your big startup. I'm sure it has the potential, because staff motivation is very important. I truly believe that. And well, don't leave a chance for a fail. Go for it. Like, don't think of going back to customs.
Okay, thank you, Alexei. And good luck with your farm. I think it's a good idea. I would buy some from your products, but I actually consider how I will cut in a lot of in a big amount of these small pieces of vegetables. How it is possible to cut it in smooth way, for example, for all, ну, в общем, со всего лотка, как их состричь-то оттуда? Алексей?
So you grab a box, grab a pair of scissors, and you just do the cutting.
Okay. Perfect idea. I didn't guess in that way.
And yeah, well, on
Yeah,
average,
all participants get bored a little bit and start playing.
You guys are back. Well,
yes.
That was actually great to see that you keep going and exchange with ideas. So if you're still in here, so if some of you have some feedback from participants to add, what would you like to improve from the participant point of view, like what have you missed during the school and what would you like to develop if you were doing that? So like please switch your mic on, and I would be delighted to hear, and all our team would be delighted to hear, because that's how we improve this Some IT Startup School for you guys. in the next years. So anyone, if you have something which will bother you during these 2 weeks, or like in the last day or in the first day, so just let us know.
I would say that you, Maxim, was very good. How to say in English? Leader of our teams. Mentor. Yeah, sorry. And your replies were always very respectful and fruitful. So thank you. Thank you.
That's my pleasure. Thank you very much. So like we will issue the feedback of the jury and of the course very soon. But what I would like to tell you that please keep going with your ideas. Like if you have the idea, if you think it's worthwhile doing that, so keep on. We will try to find out the way how you to continue that under the under this online acceleration program, and how we can help for you with that, because you've received very nice progress during the school. You've worked really hard, and not all of the participants made it to the final day, but you did, and you did incredible job. So I'm. It's not for the award, but honestly, I do proud of your progress and what you have achieved, and I strongly wish you to continue with that. You've got this entrepreneurial spirit, so please keep on that, and we will try to find ways how to support you with that. So if there is anything else anyone would like to say. And if not, we keep, yes, Alexei.
Well, I had a question about ITMO High Park. What's the status of it? Is it happening? And when is it planning to be launched?
Yes, well, we are planning to launch a pre-acceleration program, which is basically the acceleration program with mentors, with weekly mentoring sessions and with the acceleration program sessions. So that will be launched in October, I think. But we will announce it soon. We will keep on Telegram chat, so we will stay in touch, and we will provide you the information about that. So under the ITMO High Park and Accelerator, it's still going on. So no matter whether it's online. I'm sorry?
Is like Ingrea. Is it like the new Ingrea incubator, or?
I think Ingrea incubator is like incubator. There are lots of stuff happening to support business from the incubator point of view. ITMO acceleration program is more like acceleration program. So that's more. There are also like support from the like incubator support as well. But along with that, there is acceleration program going on. So like. You can participate in both. So like both gives you a huge support to bootstrap your business.
The reason I'm asking is because when we planned to build that MVP, our initial idea was to build a farm within ITMO campus, located on Lomonosov Street. And then the long run plans were to enter the High Park, because as far as I understood it, there will be a lot of space with very cheap rent, cheap electricity, and that ITMO will be looking for high-tech and innovative companies to join it. Or did I get it wrong?
Well, I see Alessia here. Alessia, are you with us? Can you switch your mic on? I'm not sure if Alessia can, because Alessia, there is a question about Alexei, probably you could repeat because probably Alexei has.
Yeah, because I'm sporadically with you guys, not the full time during the online translation. Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
well,
thank you.
I'm interested in ITMO High Park because as far as I'm concerned that it will be like a lot of space, like a lot of technological park space where high-tech companies, producers, and innovative companies can rent space pretty much free or cheap or very cheap and get access to cheap electricity, cheap resources, and access to university for information for students and things like that. And I was wondering if ITMO High Park is actually being built, if you have like chosen the area and if it is happening.
Yeah, sure. Like Igor, he was mentioning it in the very beginning that yesterday it was the like it is now at the stage of the green field. So we are planning that the campus will be constructed in 2 years. The campus that will be under the management of ITMO University. It will be called the second campus. And yes, it will be the technological valley. It will be the space for startups, students, but we are expecting that not earlier than in 2022, we will have already facilities where we will start exploitation or
I see. Thank you. That's a clear answer. Thank you very much.
So there are lots of opportunities for you guys ahead. So let's keep in touch with that. And as I said, you can always find a great support over ITMO and other incubators as well. So highly welcome, and we will support you with the information you can have. So please also stay in touch. All the information will go into the Telegram chat and about the winners, about the feedback, and about the further procedures of how you can proceed and what kind of help you can receive from today's speakers and from today's jury and from the other experts as well. So let's stay in touch, and the information will follow soon.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting 2 weeks.
That was absolutely awesome 2 weeks, and that was because of because of the level of participants, and that was amazing. So thank you guys once again. That was for me it was a real pleasure to work with you, and I hope to stay in touch. And but what I really believe that I hope that you will continue with your projects, and soon we will see a huge innovation around us because of you. So thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you, guys. Good luck with your projects. Keep in touch.